Happy Friday! I'm a little bit out of breath because I just ran, about a mile or so to get here. I had to go through a mile of traffic before I was able to hit the golf course track, and a beautiful track, but isn't that how it goes? We have to get through all the noise and the unfun stuff first, right? To get through the beautiful path. So anyway, that's what we're all doing on life. But anyway, I just wanted to quickly get on here because I had a few questions and a lesson that I want to go over with you guys, because I'm sure some of you guys want to hear it. And this is my 100th broadcast. Woohoo! Okay, so first of all, as you can see, I'm working out today. I try to work out most days of the week, and this is not a video about working out, but how many of you guys are working out at least 3 times a week or 4 times? Because I don't know about you, but when I'm working out and when I'm active, hey Daryl, I am better in every area of my life. I'm a better mom, I'm a better wife, I'm better at business, I'm more creative, I have more energy, I'm just wanting to take care of myself more. And again, kind of like my video that I did the other day on, we have to focus on ourselves more than anyone else. So when we're focusing on our own health and our own fitness and our own business and personal development, all that, then we can inspire and lead and be an example to others. And we should always be working on ourselves. Hey Megan. And actually, I had just had a good conversation with Megan and another girl this week that sometimes when we get into business, we think we're getting into business. But when you're in a business like this, it's so much more than a business. You really start analyzing every area of your life, right? You have goals, you have a purpose. Some of us don't know what our purpose is, right? And when we start, we're like, what do we want in life? We've never really thought about it. We've just been going with the motions. And especially if you're mom, you're busy wiping butts and feeding and laundry and cooking and cleaning, and then you forget sometimes that you have other things that you want to work on, and you had goals once, and you can still do both of them. That's one of the reasons that I love doTERRA so much, is that we can still do those things. And the more that you do the things that you do love, then you're going to be better in all the areas of your life. Again, it's kind of like what we said before. Don't make your reason an excuse, right? Make your so your kids are not your excuse why you can't do business, but they're a reason why you want to do business, why you want to be an example to your kids, and why you want to have ultimate time and money freedom, right? So anyway, when I'm growing the best in my business is when I'm working out the most, and I'm getting creative. I always have my best ideas on the trail, and I say my affirmations when I'm running, and I listen to podcasts or Audible, sometimes YouTube if I'm not worried about my internet usage that month. And anyway, so I really highly recommend working out, and it doesn't have to be a run. When I had young kids, I went to the gym and put them in the child care, or I did a workout video at home, although they were always on top of me, so I don't know how good of a workout that was. But anyway, you can get creative in your workouts and do something that makes you feel good, okay? But the reasons I was getting on here, so one, Tamara asked a great question. She emailed me the question, and so I just thought I'd answer it here. But she had a question about my giveaway that I was doing. So my giveaway that I do a year of oils, it's pretty much the best giveaway in the entire world. Hold on, I'm getting a message. Shoot, okay, sorry. I was trying to click out of a notification. Okay, so what it is 12 oils, and I say I'm going to give away oil a month for the whole year, which is fine. But what I've been doing is, if they were not a customer, I was enrolling them with the Family Essential Kit, so it's 10 oils, plus giving them 2 more. So you can do grapefruit and lime. Those are very inexpensive ones, but also great ones. Or you can, if you've had a conversation, maybe they want Slim and Sassy, or maybe whatever, if you had a conversation and you think there's another oil they might like. But what I've been doing is I say, so is it okay if I send you all of them at once instead, so that way I can give them the whole kit? And everyone has been really happy with that, and they said, yes, that's awesome. They would love that. If they're already a customer, because sometimes I don't know if they're a customer or not already, then I would just send it to them. You can ship it directly to their house, or if I already had it, I would send it up to them. But I would ideally like to choose people who are not customers, because I'd like them to be my customer and enroll them, and then you can take care of them. And they're very happy to do that. So I hope that answers your question, Tamara. She was also asking if she should split it up with one of her advocates. And so, yeah, you could definitely do that. You could split it up, the cost. But when the person enrolls, enroll them under the person on the bottom. So that way you both benefit. So she was wondering to do that with Shane. And so I think that's a great idea. I have done multiple giveaways with the Family Essentials. I think I've done the Home Essential. I've done random ones. By far, oh, there's horse poop. That's what you get when you're on these trails. Anyway, you gotta watch out where I'm walking so I don't walk in that. Okay, so when I worded it a year of oils, which is the one oil a month, I have had the best results, even though maybe I'm giving away the exact same thing, but calling it like the Home Essential, the starter kit. There's not as much action, and I don't know if it's all marketing, really. It's the same stuff pretty much. So I've gotten so much response from the year of oils versus just the starter kit. Okay, so I saw Daryl had a question. Would you suggest someone starting out to do this if it goes to your page? So in the beginning, when I only had my friends that would like my page, I did do giveaways because I wanted them to like my page. So I said, to enter the giveaway, you gotta like my page, and then I gave stuff away. And it was all my friends and families. I only started with 0 people, the same with everybody when you get started, and it just grew. But then what happened was, I didn't get any orders from those giveaways, but I got people starting to like my page, and it let them I advertised it. Sorry, my headphones falling out. I advertised it on my personal page and told them to go to my business page to enter. And then, so one, they know I'm in business from that I'm doing this. But then what I did is I wrote down on my notebook every single person that's entered, every single person that commented or liked it, and I had this huge list in my notebook. And I went and I personally messaged every single person, and I said, thank you so much for your support. Have you tried oils before? What were some of your experiences? What are your favorite oils? And it was not a sales pitch. It was me just communicating with them, getting to know them, and also now they know I'm in business with oils. And so then I started getting orders from the follow-up. It was all the follow-up. I didn't get one order just from posting on my page. And I made a list, and it wasn't orders right away. It was orders, and then reminding them, and then making up a special, and reminding them. And sometimes I message people like, multiple times in a good way, but it wasn't salesy. It was really just trying to grow the relationship and asking them about them and scheduling a call. Sorry, going to all those notifications. So anyway, hopefully that helps. It was all about just the connecting. So do it if you're willing to put in the follow-up work. If you're not, then it's a waste of money. And you can hope that they share and they like with their friends. Who's a good example of doing this is the Facebook page Essential Oil Me Jen. She has a social media class, and I took her class. I don't recommend it for everybody, but I did learn some good stuff from her pages and her giveaways. Okay, so the other thing that I was going to go over with you guys was something that just happened this morning, an issue that we had come up, and so I thought it was a good lesson for everybody, including myself, because I wasn't aware of this. So one of the girls in our team registered to do a pretty big event locally in her area, and then she didn't realize, and I didn't realize this either, but when you register at an event, you have to register it with doTERRA also, because they want to make sure only one person per, one advocate per event is there. And so she did not register with doTERRA, but she registered at the event. And then another advocate came in. She did know that that another girl was registered, but she knew the rules. So she went and registered with doTERRA, and then they had to kick our girl out because she wasn't registered with doTERRA. We're working on that because that does not seem right. So I've called doTERRA this morning. We're working on that. But basically, I don't want this to happen to anybody else. So that's why I want you guys to know the rules. If you Google doTERRA event form. It's the first form that comes up, and it's a form that you fill out to do your event, and you can email it into compliant, and they have the email there, and that way you can register yourself so nobody can come in and say that they're doing it because they're already registered with doTERRA. So I wanted you guys to know that, because I don't want anyone to have that same issue come up, and I did not know about that, so I feel horrible. But we are working on that. And there was another thing that I was going to talk to you guys about. Do you guys have any questions? I just want to quickly get on here. I'm going to give another... Oh, and Ruth is awesome. She works out all the time. She's a hot bod. We were just talking about that. And Ruth, tell them how old you are and how many years you've been lifting weights. Like, she's amazing. Follow her on Instagram because she always posts her workouts, and she's very inspiring. You know, and the more that you work out too, you can, I know it sounds silly to post your workouts online, right? Because sometimes people do it and it's a little excessive, but it really does motivate others, and it shows that you're all about whole health, not just oils, right? But you're about the whole lifestyle. So if you're reading something good, post about it. If you're doing a workout, post about it. If you're relaxing or whatever, people want to know all about you, not just oils. So we talked, I know, on Monday about using your personal page, but if you are doing a workout, post about it and use it to inspire others, because I know even on days where I feel like a big blah, and that happens to me too, when I see other people working and living up to their full potential, it does motivate me, and it makes me think I need to get off this couch and I need to go for a run, right? So let's be that motivation to others. Okay, so let's see. So Daryl says, so myself and Melissa were going to register today for a vendor event in June. So we can't both. Yeah, if you guys, are you guys on the same team? But you guys can do it if you're on the same team. And Ruth says, because you could have your team doing it with you. Ruth says she's 57 and she's been lifting weights for 14 years. It's amazing. It's a good habit to get into. Ruth, I need to start lifting more weights. I do a lot of cardio, mostly because I like to listen to things while I run. I guess I could do that while I lift weights too. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I'm gonna give one more plug to the Beach Money book because I just finished it and it is really awesome. Share Success says you should read it at premier level, but I don't care what level you are, read it. I think it's pretty much non-negotiable because it is so simple. It's easy, but it's inspiring, and it's all about just the little bit that we do every day, sort of like the compound effect. If you haven't read that, you need to read that too. It's worth it just for the first chapter, I think. But those are life-changing books. But the Beach Money book really did re-energize me again, because if you just do a little bit and your team does a little bit, that creates momentum. It doesn't seem like a lot, but over time, even it just adds up, and that's what we're all trying to do. I mean, sometimes it feels like we're spinning and not much is happening, but really it is. And just those little steps, the same steps that we do every day, that's what's gonna literally change our life. But we have to be consistent for not for like 2 months, but for like 2 years or 5 years. It's not doTERRA is not a get-rich business. We grew very, very fast, but not everybody is going to have that same success. But it doesn't matter how fast or slow you go, it will change your life, but you have to be consistent. It is doTERRA will say they're a slow growing business, although they're the number one. And you make the least amount in the beginning. You're doing the most work and you're making the least amount. That's why in my head I just said, well, I'd rather just quickly go through the ranks so I don't have to feel like I'm doing all the work for a little bit of pay. But not everyone is, has that. And so but I just really encourage you guys, just keep yourself motivated to hang in there, because it is so worth it. And that's okay if it takes a little bit longer. You can be successful enrolling 1 or 2 people a month. Okay, I know you're not going to see a ton of income in the beginning with that, right? But think about if you started 5 years ago, if you were just doing 1 or 2 people a month, where would you be? You know, so think about your future. It's not just about the now. If you do need money instantly, I mean, fast start is great, but go get a job. You know, if you need money now, I don't want you to feel pressured to build your business. You will grow better and you will have a better business when you're growing from the love of it and wanting to share and not feeling pressured about every single paycheck. Okay, you can make a lot, but it's really hard to grow when you're under pressure and people see dollar signs out of your eyeballs when you're talking to them. You'll feel pressured, but if you are talking to them in a way that you really do feel like you want to help them and you care about them, they're going to join. So you know, think about that. Okay, so great comments about lifting weights. And Sherry says, well, I gotta make sure I'm not getting run over by crossing. Sherry says she was ready to throw in the towel last week. She shed many tears. Today I'm getting so much follow-up from people and I'm getting so motivated. I'm sticking with it. Awesome, Sherry. And the truth is, everybody wants to quit. We all do. I've wanted to quit so many times, and you're allowed to quit, but you have to come back 15 minutes later, okay? And the other thing is, you can never quit on a bad day. Okay, so if you really do want to quit, you wait till things are going really good, then you decide if you want to quit or not. Okay, don't ever quit on a bad day. We all have bad days. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I moved into my apartment. We have 6 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Some of my Lyme disease symptoms were coming up again because I was just so stressed out because we just did a cross-state move and I did it by myself. My husband was already out of state, so I moved all the kids by myself, and I was dealing with the appraiser, the showing, the realtor, the movers, my kids, swapping schools from one school to the other school, coordinating all of that. There's so much paperwork with the schools, and do I have the right uniforms, and do they need new notebooks, all these little things, where we're going to live, you know, changing the papers over to all these different things. Then we got to the apartment, I was feeling very unmotivated because I'm just sitting here in this little apartment that I'm very much motivated by my environment, and it was not a very good environment. And I decided to give up caffeine, which was so stupid of me. I'm never doing that again. I love caffeine, I'm sorry. That's my one bad thing. I really love it. But anyway, so I was doing all of that and I felt horrible. I felt depressed, I felt defeated. I felt like, even though there was a lot of big things coming at me, there's a lot of little things and teacher emails, and you have to do this project, and you have to do this day, and all these dates I have to put on the calendar, and all these little things, and every issue by itself seemed very small. And then we had a death, a close friend of ours, we had a death. Their 9-year-old passed away of cancer, and I felt like I couldn't get up because all these things was just so much. And my husband works literally probably 100 hours a week, so that's why you pretty much never see him. And I was pretty much having the worst 2 weeks that I've had in a long time, and I didn't want to do anything. And so I took relaxing baths, I listened to personal development, I prayed, I had to get help from my husband and said, here, it's the deal, I need help in these areas of my life, and can you do this for me, can you do that for me? I had to figure out what's the bare minimum for me to do that week to get through the weeks, right? It lasted for about 2 weeks, and so I wrote everything out on what it was the bare minimum, what I had to do with my life and my business, and I did just that because I knew that's what I needed to do. But that's the benefit of working for yourself. You can do that, and then now I'm out of that funk, right? And now I'm feeling more energized and motivated by ever. So, but everyone's going to have bad days. Everybody, every successful person has bad days, or you have bad weeks, or bad months, or a bad year. And when you come out stronger every single time. And so anyway, I hope that helps. That everyone feels like quitting once in a while. That's normal. If you did it, then you're not normal. Then you're weird. We don't want to be weird. Okay. So hopefully that helps, Sherry. You're doing awesome. You know, and actually in the book